Welcome to the OP12 Mono Green Zoro deck breakdown, where we're going to be going over the leader, the cards in the deck, opening hands, tech choices, the curve of the deck, the matchups of the deck, and then we're going to cap it off with some gameplay. So if Zoro is the deck that you're planning to main in OP12 and you want like a good jump start to your Zoro journey, stay tuned. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Kaizoku.
This video is brought to you by Adakai TCG. Shop the latest in premium holographic textured custom One Piece cards. Designed for collectors, crafted to stand out. Use code Kaizoku for 15% off your next order. This video is sponsored by Gungam.gg. See Western OP11 list and Eastern OP12 list on Gungam.gg. Updated daily. Be the first to see decks for new leaders as they emerge. With over 1,000 deck lists per set, Gungam.gg has all the top strategies as soon as they drop. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. So OP12 Zoro, another monocolor Zoro leader. We haven't had one since OP01 with Red Zoro. Quite possibly a top 2 contender for OP12, at least on the eastern side of things. It's Blue, Purple, Luffy, and Zoro that makes up the biggest percentage of the tournament play rate, right? If you see a bunch of the championship series, it's either Blue, Purple, Luffy, or Zoro decks that make up a good chunk of it. And yeah, it is a strong deck. It has quite a lot of support built into OP12 in and of itself, plus some really busted old cards that synergize really well with the deck. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the leader cards here. So Roranoa Zoro is a mono green leader with 5,000 power, 5 starting life. His leader ability reads Dawn times 3, activate main once per turn. If this leader has battled your opponent's characters during this turn, you can set this leader as active. Then this card cannot attack characters with an original cost of 7 or less during this turn. So yeah, essentially you get a second attack at the price of having to put 3 down on leader, which is really steep, but there's a lot of cards in the deck that help you get that 3 down onto your leader. So that means you're always able to attack at least one character a turn if it's rested, and then with the second attack, if they happen to have another character that's like 7 cost or more, or even their leader, that's always an option. You're able to swing a second time. It's just so much pressure that your opponent has to deal with. They have to defend not only the characters, but also take a life hit afterwards because they just expended counter to save their characters most of the time. So yeah, it's a very high pressure deck, and it's very simple too, right? It's a really strong but simple deck. So if that is something right up your alley, we'll just move on to the deck list now. For OP12 Kozuki Hiyori, 1 cost 0k power, 1k counter. It's a tap searcher for specifically slash attribute characters and green event cards, and only if your leader is Zoro. So only we can run this card. Technically Zoro and Sanji is not a Zoro leader, so that leader can't run it. So as far as we can tell, this is the only deck that it's runnable in, but it's great at finding our key pieces on our following turns. Our key cards to get are Cavendish and the Tashigi and Mihawk, and then all the events in our deck are good too. So this finds just so many things that set us up for victory from like our 3rd turn onward. And it also eats an attack too, right? Tap searchers usually eat a leader hit if they haven't played their own searcher to attack back into Hiyori. For OP12 Perona, 1 cost 2k power, 1k counter. So an on-play searcher that searches for the same things as Hiyori, right? You can look for a slash attribute or a green event card from the top 5 of your deck. But this one's not leader locked, but yeah, they gave Zoro 8 searchers from the set that he is released in, his maiden set. So that's pretty insane. He already has such a strong engine with just Hiyori and Perona helping you smoothly curve to your late game. And also, yeah, a non-play searcher like this with 2,000 power can easily attack back into your opponent's tap searcher, so it's great for that too. For OP12 Koshiro, 2 cost 1k power, 1k counter. If one of your 5 cost or lower slash attribute characters other than this character would be KO'd by an opponent's effect, you may rest this character instead. So it's similar to the Rosinante from OP06. Sorry, OP05, this one here. But a little less utilitarian as it, due to the fact that Koshiro only affects slash attribute characters at the cost of 5 or less. So yeah, a lot more restrictive, but it is searchable in our deck. It's a slash attribute character himself, and it's a blocker too at the end of the day. So it's just great at saving your Cavendishes and your Tashigis from a KO effect. This doesn't protect them from bottom decks and bounces though, but we have another card for that we're going to get to in a bit. But yeah, just something great to fit in whenever you have 2 Dawn to spare. For OP12 Shimotsuki Kozaburo, 3 cost 2k power, 2k counter. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, then KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with an original cost of 1 or less. So more often than not, you never really play this guy out unless your opponent has like a 1 cost blocker that you want to kill. But that's not too often. It's stuff like the Ripper in Kobe and like Apu in Kid and Green Yellow Law. But yeah, it's a 2k counter regardless. It's a slash attribute, so it's searchable by both Perona and Hiyori. And Zoro is really cute in the background there. 4 OP10 Tashigi, 3 cost 4k power, 2k counter. If you have a green character other than Tashigi that would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may rest this character instead. So this was the other card we were alluding to. Tashigi kind of fits a lot of boxes in our deck, right? Tashigi is not only a 2k already to start with, that's great to defend your characters with, but if you have it on board, you can protect any costed character on your board from a removal effect, right? This does count bounce, this does count bottom deck, and KO, of course, at the price of just resting Tashigi, so you kind of don't want to attack with Tashigi. But yeah, there's just a lot of ways in our deck to get 3 Dawn active to play a Tashigi to protect our characters, so it only naturally fits into our deck. 4 OP12 Kuina, 4 cost 1k power, 1k counter. Activate main, you can rest this character. Rest up to one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of 4 or less, then attach up to 3 rested Dawn cards to one of your Zoro leaders. A pure control card, it rests a 4-drop original cost, so they can't like get around it by plus costing a character. Gives you the 3 Dawn you need for your leader ability to activate, and then yeah, it just lets you swing twice, right? You attack with your leader into whatever you just rested, and then you can attack into a second character if it's 7 cost or more, or just at your opponent's face. And then Kuina herself, if your opponent wants to get rid of her, has to waste an attack on her too, so she also eats up an attack. So just all around good utility card. Against decks that don't really have too many low-costed characters, yeah, kind of a brick, but even in that regard, she has 1k counter, so never like a completely useless card. And kind of messed up that they put her on the stairs in her art, because what happens in the manga? What the heck, Bandai? I just noticed that now during this deck breakdown. 2 OP12 Roronoa Zoro, 4 cost 5k power, 1k counter. While this card is in your hand, it cannot be played by an effect. If your leader has a slash attribute, this character cannot be KO'd in battle by slash attribute cards and gains plus 1000 power. So this is more of a tech card. We only run it as a 2 of, but I think it is warranted just because in the current meta, if you're playing the Zoro Mirror or Smoker decks or even like Green Yellow Law, they all run a lot of slash attribute type cards. In fact, most of the green decks these days just run Zoro's support package. So yeah, just being able to be immune to slash is a great asset to have, especially since he's a 4 cost 6k on board, because our leader is a slash attribute leader. But it only has a 2 of because it's not like an imperative card. I would assume that if the meta is overrun with the mirror, right, a bunch of other green Zoros, then yeah, I would increase this guy to 4, but we're going to put him at 2 now just to be conservative and just see how the meta develops. And then that first part about him not being able to be played out by a card's effect, that's not relevant in our deck. But yeah, it's to prevent him from being played out by like a film Luffy, which would have been nice. 4 EB01 Cavendish, 5 cost 6k power, 1k counter, the star of the deck, or one of the stars at least. He's been a star in green for a while now. So on play or when attacking, if your leader has the Supernova's type and you have no other Cavendish characters on board, you can set up to 2 of your Dawn as active. So yeah, essentially pays for 2 of the Dawn that you spend on himself. So he's actually like a 3 cost 6k. On subsequent turns, when he attacks, gives you 2 Dawn back. That makes it really easy to get that 3 Dawn onto your leader. It also helps you fit a bunch of more characters in your turn. You'll see that you're able to like get sometimes 6 extra Dawn a turn with this Cavendish plus a Mihawk, which we'll go over in a bit. But 4 OP12 Tashigi, 5 cost 7k power, no counter. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of 6 or less, then give up to 3 rested Dawn cards to your Zoro leader. So similar to the Kuina, but lets you hit 2 costs higher, original cost of 6 or less, hits a lot of good targets. This means that your opponent's Sanjay and Pudding can't be protected by the Merry Go. And yeah, it gives you that same 3 Dawn on your leader to activate right away. So it's essentially like Tashigi's a 2 cost 7k if you're going to put 3 Dawn on your leader anyway. But yeah, similar benefits as Kuina, except Tashigi is also a very significant body, 7k power. So even if Tashigi is rested and they attack into Tashigi, it's a lot easier to defend Tashigi than your own leader at 5k. So yeah, a key card to get on curve if you can, or even the turn after and you develop a Cavendish before, it gives you so much extra Dawn to work with. 4 Starter Deck 24 X Drake, 5 cost 5k power, 2k counter. On play, if your leader has a Supernova's type, press up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then set to one of your Dawn cards as active at the end of this turn. So yeah, originally I had the vanilla Nekomamushi 2k counter deck. I am adding this in post editing, during editing. So it might be a little janky looking, but yeah, I for some reason didn't realize that X-Drake was slash and is a much better option than vanilla, just because you can rest a 5-drop if you need it for 5 Dawn 2, plus your leader ability. You can attack like 10k into both the character and then your opponent's leader. So yeah, just a quick correction. I would run the X-Drake over the Nekomamushi. If you happen to see Nekomamushi, that's exactly why. 4 OP12 Dracul Mihawk, 8 cost 8k power, blocker, and then on play, set up to 4 rested Dawn cards is active, then you may not play another character with an original cost of 7 or more during this turn. The other star of the deck, Mihawk, is essentially a 4 cost 8k. So many cards in this deck give you a discount, right? It gives you 4 Dawn back. as we mentioned with the Cavendish, on top of that, it gives us 6 Dawn to work with. We can even play like a Tashigi with that 6 Dawn. 5 of the Dawn that we used on Tashigi can be put on our leader, and then we have 1 extra Dawn after that. So like you're able to flood the board, just due in part to the fact that we get so much Dawn back with a lot of our cards. It's one of the strong points of our deck, and it's also an 8 cost 8k blocker, so really hard to remove them, and attacks for a really big stat line, or if you need him for defense, he can defend pretty high. And yeah, also a slash attribute character, so searchable by everything in our deck, protectable by everything in our deck. So yeah, you can see why Mihawk is such a good card. And it's the Mihawk that is being run in every other green deck at the moment too, just because of how much value he gives you. 2 OP01 Paradise Waterfall, 1 cost counter event, so up to one of your leaders or characters gets plus 2000 power during this battle, then set it to one of your characters is active, and then on trigger you can KO a rested character with a cost of 4 or less. So this synergizes really well with the Mihawk, right? When you block with Mihawk, you have to rest him to block it. If you do Paradise Waterfall, that lets you counter for 2k and then untap Mihawk to block a second time for the turn. And it's only a 1 Dawn investment, so it's really easy to have that 1 Dawn up, especially like on our 8 Dawn turn. If you played Mihawk, like 3 of that Dawn can be put on your leader for your leader ability, and then 1 can be left up for Paradise Waterfall with the Mihawk, so it just fits together really well. But we only run it as a 2 of, just because Perona and Hiyori search it, and I don't think it's the most imperative card in the deck, right? It's not going to win you games, it'll just give you a little bit extra value in staying healthy. 2 OP12 Demonic Aura 9 Sword Style Asura Dead Man's Game. I think most people just call it Dead Man's Game, but I don't know why they had to add the paragraph right before that. But it's a 1 Dawn event that has a main and a counter effect. So on main, you can rest 3 of your Dawn cards and then rest up to a total of 2 of your opponent's characters or Dawn cards. So similar to Hody Jones, except without the body and you don't have to take a life. So it's 1 Dawn for that plus the 3 Dawn to get that effect, 4 Dawn to rest 2 things. Then on counter, it counters your leader for 3k power, so it's great in that regard too, right? It's multifaceted. Even on its own, each individual piece of these effects are great. So the fact that it's put into 1 card, saving you like space in your deck for other cards, is like super efficient. And yeah, just having access to a Hody effect without having to commit 7 Dawn onto a rush character means that you can like set up lethal in a plethora of other ways. Literally one of the best green events to be released, but we don't need 4 of it, right? Since we're able to search it, 2 has felt like enough for me. 4 OP12 Luffy is the man who will become the Pirate King. It's a 3 cost event on main, set it to one of your Zoro leaders is active. Then on trigger, you can give up to 1 leader or character plus 1000 power for the whole turn. So yeah, it lets our Zoro attack a second time for 3 Dawn. This is a really strong effect in green. A lot of the strongest green leaders historically have had this kind of effect, either baked into their leader ability or as an event card like this. Just the fact that Zoro is able to have access to this on top of his already busted package means that like he soars way above every other green deck at the moment. And technically with our leader ability, we can kind of attack 3 times, right? You'll swing into a character and then use your leader ability to untap and then swing into your opponent's leader, and then you'll pay 3 Dawn to let your leader attack again. So yeah, 1 attack for each sword that Zoro has. Really flavorful, really thematic. It's fine to even use this when you have 4 Dawn to spare, right? You can play 2 of these and attack 9k 4 times. So it gets pretty nutty, especially in the Zoro. And yeah, between this and Dead Man's Game, this is how you set up a lot of your lethal swings. So the cost of the deck, OP12 has not been officially released as of the recording of this video. I'm uploading it like a month prior. So a lot of the OP12 cards will not have a price tag on it yet, but they will once the set releases and they're being sold on TCG Player. They'll populate on my deck builder. So if you're curious for the final price, yeah, just check back in when the set is released, or maybe if I do like a version 2 of Zoro. But yeah, with the cards that are available, it's going to run you $183. And yes, that is before the full deck has been released, and it's literally only 3 cards in the deck. I think it's very apparent that like 90% of the deck's cost is this Cavendish here. It's an amazing card. It's getting reprinted in PRB02. So if you're willing to wait until then to start playing Zoro, I guess you could wait and maybe get the cards for cheaper, but it's going to be quite a while until then. So if you really wanted to play Zoro right away, I would say invest in the Cavendishes. He did drop to like $30 each when he was announced to be reprinted in PRB02, but then since then he's gone back up $10. So yeah, at the moment, as of mid-July, it's kind of turbulent for Cavendish. So viewer discretion with your money. I'm not going to tell you how to spend it, but do be aware of that. And yeah, the other 2 cards in the deck that are available now is the Paradise Waterfall, which is kind of expensive now. They're like 3 something each, and then the Tashigis have always been historically not the cheapest card either. Every other card in the deck is from OP12. In terms of how hard they would be to get, I do think the only SRs are Mihawk. This Mihawk is an SR, and then the Perona Searcher. But yeah, if you wanted to buy these cards ahead of time, the 3 of them here, the shopping cart links on my deck builder will take you to the cheapest version of each card. I'll have the deck list linked in the description below in case you want to see it and be able to buy it this way. And then for your convenience, I have a mass entry button here that just copies the entire deck list of available cards onto your clipboard, and then you can paste it into TCG Player's mass entry form, and then it'll just add all the cards available to your cart with the click of one button. But again, there's only 3 cards here, so you could just manually add them yourself. But yeah, it's there if you need it, and it goes through my affiliate link. So if you're going to buy these cards anyway and you wanted a passive way to support me, this would be a great way to do it, and I would appreciate it. So we'll move on to the starting hands. So for starting hands for Zoro, of course, you always want the searchers, Perona and Hiyori, to find what you need. Depending on your opponent, you may want an early Kuina, right? If they're a blue-purple Luffy and they played a Zoro Juro that you want to kill before they ramp with it, Kuina's perfect for that on your 4-Don turn, right? You can rest a Zoro, put 3-Don on your leader, swing 8 at Zoro, he dies, swing 8 at your opponent's leader, he takes a life, does every single thing you want on that turn. And then from that turn onward, you want to hit Cavendish or Tashigi. I will put priority more on the Cavendish, but if you find a Tashigi, that's still fine too. Right, on your 5 or 6 Don turn, just being able to clear your opponent's board and still pressure their life is great. Or just setting up a Cavendish for like on future turns, just having so much extra Don to poop out more bodies is great. And that's pretty much it. So we'll move on to the tech options for the deck. So for card tech, Zoro's package is kind of complete. These are some fringe things you could try running. So as we mentioned, the Neko Momoshi is a flex 2k counter. If you don't want Neko, if you don't want a searchable 2k counter, but you want one with more utility, Izo is a great choice. Right, on play, Izo can rest a 4-drop and still a 2k counter, just not slash, so you can't search it with Hiyori or Perona. There's also this promo Zoro. Pretty much you could run him or Neko Momoshi if you want a slash searchable option. I just don't know how this card is going to get released. And to be honest, its effect is not so imperative that I'd play it over Neko Momoshi. So if you just really like Zoro as a character, you could run it. But yet, same either way, I don't think it really matters. And as we mentioned, if it does end up being really slash heavy in the meta, I think having more copies of this Zoro would be nice. And then we did mention, since we had Dead Man's Game, it's a cheaper version of Hody, but still Hody's a great card, right? Just having more of that kind of effect in your deck. And this one comes with the body too. We're a 5 life leader, so we have the life to spare most of the times to play this safely. So if you do end up feeling like you need more rest effects on top of Dead Man's Game, yeah, Hody historically and is still a great option in green. And then lastly, we have 2 sword style Iai Rashomo. So I would say this is good against weenie decks like Rayleigh at the moment, and then if Zoro is still popular, it would be good too, or like Bello Betty decks. Because what it does is on main, if you rest 2 more of your Don cards, you can kill up to 2 of your opponent's rested characters with an original cost of 4 or less, right? It kills 2 things for 3 Don. I feel like that's really strong. And then counters for 3k on your leader, just like the Dead Man's Game, if you don't need it for that. But this is the most techy of tech cards, I would say, right? I think at the moment, the top meta decks aren't too swarm heavy, but things could change in the West if it does end up that Zoro Bello Betty is still top dog. Yeah, then Iai Rashomon will help you here. All right, so we'll move on to the curve of the deck. Okay, so the curve of the deck, Zoro's better curve is going second, so we'll show that. So 2-Don, this is where you want to play your searchers. So play like a Perona or 2, or just the Hiyori, find what you need. Go to our 4-Don turn. Here's where if your opponent has like a threat, you could play Kuina. You'll rest Kuina, and that'll let you put 3 Don on your leader. Then you rested one of their 4 drops. So for illustration's sake, let's say that there was that Zoro Juro scenario we mentioned earlier. Kuina would rest it. You can swing 8 at Zoro, and then swing 8 at their leader as well. So this would clear the board. And then on the clapback, Kuina will probably die, just like she does in the story. Where's my trash? I don't have a trash area? Okay, I guess I gotta make one. So it passes to your 6th Don turn. Here's where you could set up a Tashigi or a Cavendish. So let's say if they had something like a threat on board that you really have to get rid of, like a 4-cost Kuzan, this is where the Tashigi would be good, just to nip it in the bud. You have 3 Don on your leader to swing 8 again. Or if not, you could set up a Cavendish. That'll give you 2 extra Don to work with for the turn. So 5 for Cavendish, 2 Don back. Here you have access to your leader ability too, if they did happen to have a rested character for some reason. Or you could, at this point, develop a Koshiro to protect your Cavendish, or even a Tashigi, right? It just depends on what your opponent is. So let's say your opponent is a KO heavy deck, then yeah, Koshiro would be nice for that. But if not, then Tashigi, like if you're suspecting like a bottom deck effect or bounce effect, Tashigi will protect your Cavendish at this point. And then it'll pass your 8 Don turn. Here's where you can play the Mihawk. You'll get 4 of the Don back. You swing with Cavendish, get 2 of the Don back. Look at that, we have 6 Don for the turn. If your opponent has a threat, you can play a Tashigi, and then use 3 of the Don here to attach to your leader. You rest one of the characters. You could swing 9 twice, right? 1 at the character, 1 at the leader. Or if you wanted to leave up a Don for defense, you could do 8/8, and then oops, I deleted the leader. And then you could use the Paradise Waterfall to block with Mihawk. You Paradise Waterfall, give him plus 2k, and then untap him to block a second time. And then from this point on, you have such a scary board and extra Dawn every turn that you just kind of have to poke away at your opponent and then finish them with Dead Man's Game. So you'll play this for 4. We're at 10 Dawn at this point, right? So you'll rest 2 things, like if they have Dawn up for a counter event, you rest that or rest a blocker. Attack with Cavendish, give you 2 Dawn back. And then you could put the remaining 5 Dawn here onto your leader. And then 7 with Tashigi, 8 with Mihawk. You'll do 10, and then you'll kill a character here. That lets you untap, and then do another 10 at your opponent's leader. And then you play the Luffy is the man who will become the Pirate King to untap your leader again to attack 10k a third time. And usually, this is how you win games. And that is the curve of the deck. So move on to the matchup section. So here are Zoro's stats for the last week of Eastern Sim games. Again, since the set has not released, people aren't playing the East as heavily as they are in the West. But still, we have a pretty good sample size here. 68,000 games over the past week. That is not insignificant here. Has a going first win rate on average of 56.9, going second win rate on average of 53. So it does better going first, but both win rates are above 50. So it seems to be pretty good. And then here are his individual leader matchups on the bottom here. So good into a lot of decks, right? Good into Sanji, good into Buggy, good into Law, good into Nami, Koala, Teach, and Shanks. But here are the decks that he has trouble against. So struggles into Enel, struggles into Kid, struggles into Rayleigh, and then Bonnie. Bonnie being able to just deny one attack from the Zoro, or even like the leader when he untaps himself, is really strong. And then goes 50-50 with Green Purple, Red Green Smoker, and Blue Purple Luffy. So that is going to be the Green Zoro deck we're running at the very beginning of OP12. As the meta progresses and evolves, I'm pretty sure we're going to make changes and tech choices to accommodate. So yeah, don't take this list as concrete and set in stone. Of course, your own local meta will be different from my own local meta too, so adjust accordingly to yourself. This is just a starting off point for you guys. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of the deck. If there's any cards that you want to suggest, leave them in the comments below. If you're looking for other decks to play, check out my other deck breakdowns. And if I haven't covered your favorite leader yet in OP12, I'm going to get to it eventually. I've only just started OP12 content, so give me time. But it's still like a month away, so I have time. And yeah. Hope you're excited for Zoro. It's going to be ever present in the meta for sure. I don't think there's any way to get around it. Just him being such a strong deck and a fan favorite character. One of my favorite characters too. So that's going to be it for the deck breakdown portion. So we'll just move on to the gameplay section to see the deck in action. All right, we have Zoro versus Blue Kuzan. This hand, we will work with it just because we have Hiyori, and Cavendish is already nice to start. We're going odds too, so we'll be able to play Cavendish on R5. They play Tashigi to search. The only awkward part is, yeah, 5 to 7. I can't play Mihawk the turn after, so we get Tashigi. That's something we can do on R7 now. So we'll Hiyori into, probably want some protection here. Or a second Mihawk would be nice. Go for the second Mihawk. Then we just swing 7 at leader. The take, okay, we'll pass. And then I don't think they play any 4-drops unless it's like a pudding, but we're going to play around it. If they do attack us, we'll just counter. So they do kill our Hiyori with the Tashigi. Okay, they play Sengoku to draw. Really huge hand there. I don't have any good targets with my leader ability, so I can forgo putting down on leader next turn. I'll just play the Cavendish. I'm not too super familiar with Kuzan though, so I don't know what he can do on 6. Okay, he has a Maynard blocker 5 at us. We will counter just to not die to pudding. Okay, 2 Cavendishes. I don't need 2, but we'll just swing 7 again at leader. Okay, he Pheasant Pecked. Pheasant Pecked lets him counter for 4 and cycle a card out. That's crazy. Wish I had something like that. Okay, so next turn, hopefully we have something good to Tashigi. Garp is an 8 cost, but the what's the guy's name? The 6 cost Kuzan is 6 cost. I think he gets himself +1 cost on board, but my Tashigi rests original cost. Okay, so Zephyr is a 2k. That means he didn't get anything good to play. I can rest that guy and kill that guy. Oh, okay, so he trashed it to bounce my Cavendish. That is fine. I had nothing else to play this turn anyway, and he has nothing for me to kill anyway, so Cavendish back out. For Dawn, I have Nothing good here. It would have been nice if I had a Tashigi's turn to protect my Cavendish, but I don't think I should Kozaburo there. One cost Tashigi. So we will just swing 8 at leader in case I need to counter 3k with the Dead Man's Game. Okay, it does counter that for 4. At least his hand size is not super huge. It's getting manageable. But yeah, here's where his deck starts going online. Everything in his deck is 8. Yeah, Garp can cheat out another 8k, and he cheats out that Kuzan. So that is the perfect time for a Tashigi. The 5 costs. You're probably confused because I was talking about the 2k earlier. They're both named Tashigi. Okay, so my Cavendish can't attack. That's 2 Dawn. I don't have access to. I will counter 1 here just to play around pudding again. So we can do Mihawk and get 4 Dawn. And then 4 Dawn for... I could play the Tashigi and tap the Kuzan, put 3 Dawn on leader. I can at least make him burn 1k counter here. We'll starve him from this point on. Okay, counters 1, and then after we starve him, we'll give him a card. If he had the Garp rested, I could attack that afterwards. Okay, takes the 8 till face, we'll pass. I hope he doesn't have, what's that card? Gravity Blade? Oh my god, he had it. Okay, so bottom deck my Cavendish and my Tashigi. Very annoying. Okay, it does pick up another Pheasant Peck with the Tashigi. Dang, that 1k, 1 cost searcher can find a 4k counter. So this turn is going to hurt 8 at us. I guess we'll just block. And then if he attacks 8 into Mihawk, I counter. 8 into Mihawk, me counter. Another 8. Me counter. And he has 1 Dawn up. Well, Mihawk and then we can Cavendish. So here's 4 Dawn and then we'll Cavendish and get 2 Dawn back. I have 3. Do I need to Waterfall? Nah, we'll swing 8 and then we'll do 8 at the Garp. No, I should have done it at the Kuzan, right? Because if Garp dies... I just know why he dies though, right? Yeah, he counters 1. I can attack Garp again. But we'll attack the leader. Okay, Pheasant Kick. I was thinking if I can get him to 2, then I have a pretty good chance of like going for game the turn after. Just because his hand size is so low, but yeah. I forgot about the Pheasant Peck. Okay, he red rocks one of my Mihawks. I might take some life here finally, just to give me options. Oh, he attacks with the freaking Sengoku. We'll take that one. Attacks with the freaking later. We will have to take. I don't think I can defend my Mihawk against that many hits. Okay, 8. We'll take that one, and then the Garp will defend. 8 will block counter 1. Okay, it does play a Rosinante that prevents from removal effects. I don't really have removal effects. I think he should have kept that in hand. Right, because I just kind of rest things. We'll play a Koshiro to get 2 Dawn that we can untap with Cavendish. Let's try to do some damage. 8 at Garp. Give me 2 Dawn back. Yes, 2 cards in hand. I'm pretty sure we can kill both of these. Okay, counters 1. Another 8 at the Kuzan actually, since I can attack Garp again if my leader can't kill. Okay, Tashigi, give me 3 Dawn. Oh my god, I have a full board. We'll tap the Rosinante there. I just need... yeah, I can leave all 3 Dawn up. So I'll play Perona and then have 2 event counters if we need it. And a 2k. Swing 8 at the Garp twice if we need to. He died. Okay, I guess this is at face. We took that, we'll pass. Yeah, we just had to wait until he ran out of cards in hand. Perfect. If he had kept that Rosinante in hand, though, he could have saved. No, I would have just committed more Dawn. Okay, Aramaki. Let's him bottom deck my blocker for free, basically. And he's a blocker himself. Okay, so I don't think I die, right? 5 from Sengoku, 5 from leader. I can defend that. He can't even really go for my Mihawk either. So it could just... Okay, 5 in my face. I will counter 2 with the waterfall and untap my Mihawk. Just because I don't want to leave Dawn up for a future turn. Okay, plays another Rosinante. They don't prevent Dead Man's Game, right? So I don't know, but we'll rest the blocker and the Dawn. So no Pheasant Kick. If it is a Pheasant Peck in hand, this 6 should go through. And then a 7 should go through, and then a 9 should be game. if our assumption is correct. But I think we have enough bodies even if things go awry anyway. Unless he got some kind of trigger right now. What trigger could it be? It's nothing. Okay, 7 at leader, you take. If he takes, I'm pretty sure we guessed correctly. He does take. I will kill Aramaki for fun, 13, because I can untap my leader anyway. Then 13 for game. And it was. Okay, Zoro versus Shanks. Who is the better swordsman? We will mulligan. Okay, no searchers. We're going to have to rely on top decks. Yep. And then we kind of have nothing to play next turn either. 8 at us? Okay, give us something from life. Oh, another 2k. Prona? Find us a 3-drop? I guess. Cavendish for next turn. And then I guess 8 at leader is all we can do. Dang, that sucked. But he also didn't play anything either, so maybe... Now his late game's better than mine, but... We would just have to hope we can curve into like a Mihawk or something. 7 at us will take. Okay, Tashi, I have too many 2Ks in my hand. At least I have Cavendish to play. Or maybe Tashigi if he plays something for 3 that I can kill. Oh, he left it up. Huh? We'll play out Cavendish. Should be safe, right? Because Red Hawk kills a 4K. Just in case, we'll play out Tashigi. Then we'll pass. In case they play like a Ben Beckman. Right, I can protect my Cavendish that way. And that also means I can't attack with my leader. Okay, he plays the blocker Shanks. Turns any card in his hand into a 2k counter. Oh, better than the 2k counter 8 at me will take. Because it gives minus 2k. So like the fact that I can attack twice means that that debuff stays on me. So it's like a Zoro counter. Okay, we'll try to kill it with the Tashigi then. 3 Dawn leader. Let's get some more Dawn with the Cavendish. Cavendish, just 6. 7? No, let's make it a 6. At face, because it's going to be hard for him to counter. You could potentially take to get more counter to protect the Shanks. But yeah, I'm going to swing 13, 13. Okay, counter 2. Okay, that's 1 less counter. Then maybe I can greed and play a second Tashigi and put 3 more down on my leader. And this will do 11. Maybe 11's enough. I don't need 13, right? And then I developed 2 7Ks this way. Okay, he did leader ability. Oh, not leader ability. Oh no, he did leader ability plus Shanks ability? Yes, so I'm at 8k. So that means my second attack is at max and 8k as well. Freaking Shanks. Oh, he did save it in the end. Well, I can't attack it again, so we'll untap and attack leader for 8. This should be a take. Okay, you kept your Shanks. Let's see how that helps you. I have 2 of the Luffy's going to be Pirate King, so I can do like 4 9k attacks, maybe. That would get him low-ish. Yeah, I just want to get him to 0, and then I can dead man's game to go for game. That is my game plan. Oh, they play Newgate. That can pop my Tashigi. Yeah, they pop, but nothing else can pop for now. 8 at my Cavendish. We will counter 3. Alright, do I worry about this Newgate? If I want to go aggro, I do the event, but if I'll play it safe and play the Mihawk here, get 4 Dawn back. And then Cavendish should get 2 Dawn back. Hey, he only costed 2 Dawn total. I'll see how he responds to these hits before I commit to anything. He took that. Okay, 7 then? I could do like 4 7k attacks with my leader. That doesn't sound as good. Maybe I'll just do like 10-10. He still has his leader ability. He still has the blocker Shanks ability as well. He's saving that for my leader though, just because I can attack twice. Oh, he used it on my Tashigi. Okay, scratch what I said. Editor got that part out. Okay, counters 2 in the end. Another 7. He could Tashigi, minus 2 to Tashigi and then block with the Shanks. Or take it. Okay. 10-10. Well, let's just do 12 at the Newgate. If he Shanks and he counters 3, that'll save it. Then it'll be 10 at face. Right, he wouldn't have used the effect if he couldn't counter. He would have used it earlier. Yeah, he can counter out of it. Alright, to untap, Maybe I should have just used that last on, but 10 at face, go to 0. He went to 0. Okay, Dead Man's Game is an option now. Now, do I die? Hopefully with 5k counter, I don't have to use the Dead Man's to survive. I have a blocker too. So, should be good. Okay, they played 9 cost Shanks, mix them with 7k base. So beefy. 7 at my Cavendish. Okay, we'll counter 2. I wonder why not my face. Does he think I don't have counter? 8 at Cavendish. We will counter 3. Then he's got the blocker, but he won't attack with it. Okay, plays a second blocker, Chopper. I Dead Man's Game. Tap the 2 blockers and hope I got enough. Dead Man's. Tap, tap. Cavendish, give me down. Oh, I can just attack with the Tashigi. Get the leader ability out of the way. The Shanks ability out of the way. Okay, he uses leader on my Tashigi. Cavendish, give me some down. He still has the blocker Shanks -2. Counters 1. Okay, 7 from Tashigi. I guess I'll do like 9-9 with my event. Yeah, it's more than lethal. He only has 2 cards in hand. Okay, counters that. Mihawk 8, maybe this is even game here if he doesn't have a 2k. Oh, it was a Divine Depart. Okay, leader 12. I don't have to attack twice. Got it. We have Zoro versus Smoker. They're running probably the same package as me. Okay, double searcher start. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. Okay, they play Nami. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Find a Sanji. We will play Perona. We will take a Mihawk, and then we will pre-play a Hiyori for next turn. I don't think they have a way to kill it. Right, they play like Kujaku and stuff. Or even Nami's kind of weird, right? Are they a Straw Hat red-green smoker deck? Yeah, maybe it's not the slash package in their deck. Okay, 5 of us, we will take that. We'll see what he plays on 3. Okay, Sanji, it is Straw Hat aggro red-green smoker. Aggressive, aggressive. Okay, so I gotta control the board. So we'll play Kuina, tap the Sanji, and then we'll kill the Sanji, let him draw a card. Then we will untap and attack leader for 8. There's no way this is not a take, right? Yep. Okay, so Kuina dies to Nami. They play 5 cost smoker. I kill 5 cost smoker with Tashigi and 3 down leader, but their smoker will be an 8k as well. That's the thing. What if they don't hit smoker? That's what we have to hope for. Okay, so they kill Kuina. If they're running the Straw Hat package, it could be the starter deck 21 Luffy on this turn too. We know they have the unblockable Sanji in hand, so let's try to remember that. Oh, Donald leader. Okay, this buys us some breathing room here. We'll take that. Chopper? Chopper. Okay. This is exactly the opportunity window that we needed. So we'll play Tashigi, and then we will kill the Nami with Perona. Now, do I search with Hiyori or do I commit the attacks? Let's just do 8 at the Chopper, see what happens. Oh yeah, I can't attack Chopper again, so we committed. Okay, 8 at. Oh, let's search with Hiyori first in case a Mogun kills our Hiyori. Take a event, the untap event, 8 at face. Go to 2, go to 2. Oh, you countered. Okay, we'll pass. Huh. They even run Prince Groose to get around blockers. It would get around my Koshido. Okay, 7 is usually a Hodi turn for them. But it would only rest my Tashigi. Okay, it is a Hodi. Makes it a little easier for us to kill. I'm pretty sure I can defend my Tashigi. So they'll leader ability and then... Oh, they do 8. Okay, we'll counter 2. He's going to do 8-7. Oh, he didn't leader ability. Well, that'll get ya. We'll play Mihawk. Get 4 on here. And then I can touch the Hodi. 8k or make it a 9. Burn a 2k here, and then we'll swing Tashigi 7 and then our leader 9 again. We just want to get him within double attack range. Yeah, this Koshiros may not be too great in this matchup just because they run Dead Man's Game and Hody. There's a 7 from Tashig. Okay, they took that 9 from our leader. They block, maybe? Yep, we'll pass. Yeah, if they had put the 2 extra down on Hody, I would still have the counter for it. I'd just be down 2 cards in hand. So we'll just try to imagine ourselves as if we had 3k less counter. Okay, so they do play Mihawk of their own. Let's see if they use their leader ability this time to get 2 more Dawn. Yeah, they do. Okay, they remember this time. So they only missed it once. I don't think that invalidates this game at all. Because I'm pretty sure it looks like we're going to win despite the 3k counter. Maybe I just jinxed it though. I hope I didn't jinx it. Okay, Hody is 10 at Tashigi. We will counter 4. Helmeppo. Blocker. Okay, 6 at our face. We'll block that. What else does Helmeppo do for them? Huh. Interesting choice. Okay, 7 with our Tashigi. Try to get in the block with the Mihawk. They took. Oh, okay. I think we win just based off the event then, but we'll swing 8 with the Mihawk. Okay, they block with Helmeppo and tap our Perona. Then we'll do 12 at leader. If they block, I can attack 12 again. Yeah, that Helmeppo would have been good if I attacked with Mihawk first, but me smart. Okay, so they block, I can attack 12 again. If they counter this, I can attack 12 a third time. Nope, it was not enough. We have Zoro versus Blackbeard. Okay, so Cavendish is locked out on play, but when attacking, he gives me Dawn back. Mihawk is on play though, so I don't get the Dawn back. But Tashigi is... No, Tashigi is on play, but Kuina's activate main. So I have options. Let's play a Lafitte. We will play a Perona. Let's take a Kuina or Koshido? Kuina, right? Just because we have activate main. Access to an activate main effect that he can't stop. I wonder what turns he uses leader ability on us. For sure, on our 6th Dawn turn, he will, to deny our Cavendish. But what else? And yeah, we have a Perona to clap back at the Lafitte, so I like that. Okay, they have a 10 beard. 7 at our face or another Lafitte? Okay, another Lafitte. I might just put all the Dawn on leader to kill Lafitte and attack face. Yeah, that's another good thing that Zoro can do. You can just kill these tap searchers for free. Well, not for free. You need to commit 3 Dawn, but... Okay, so they pick up a Kuzan 5 at us. We'll take that. The Zoro's not going to do much against them. I will do Perona 3. I only need 3 Dawn on my leader. Should kill. I hope. Does kill. Then 8 at Lafitte to untap my leader, and then 8 at their face. I developed nothing, but I also cleared all their searchers and still managed to hit them. So that's also good. On our 6th Dawn turn, it's probably going to be Cavendish. Unless, if they play like a Jesus Burgess really early, I'll Kuina it. But they know we have it in hand. They know we searched it with Perona. Okay, 5 cost Kuzan. I mean, I could... Oh, okay, 5 at us. If he doesn't leader ability me, I can tap it with the Tashigi. But he probably will, right? He has to, because I'm going to Cavendish if he doesn't. But just in case, we'll have Tashigi ready. If he pops the Kuzan, it's just Lafitte. Okay, discards a Shiryu. Okay, So I can't interact with the Kuzan. We'll do 6 at leader. I guess it's a Cavendish for the future. I took the 6, Cavendish for the future pass. I don't see like Van Augur in the discard. Okay, Finger Pistol kills by Cavendish. Never mind. But I still don't think he has any good 5 cost Kuzan targets. Yeah, it's just Shiryu here. Okay, 6 and then Vasco shot. 5, 6, 5. We will counter 2. Then the 6, we will take that one. Okay, he pops the Kuzan. What does it turn into? The Shiryu, which can pop my Perona. That is fine. I wasn't going to use it anyway. Yeah, there's the Vasco shot and then 6 at our face, which we will take. Hiyori. Oh, okay, so he's gonna leader ability. I'm in kind of a predicament right now. I don't really have anything good to play. Okay, so there's the leader ability. Ooh, Dead Man's Game. I guess I'll just play Hiyori, Surge. Take the event, the untap event. Queena, I can kill the Vasco shot at the very least this turn. 8 should be enough. There's an 8. And then untap. Might as well throw 9. Takes. Okay, we'll pass. So I just want to get him to a point where I can Dead Man's Game for game. So maybe I will just swing like was it 12-12 next turn with the event. Right, he's not at 10 done yet, so he can't play the 10 beard. He needs to play like a Kuzan blocker or a San Juan Wolf. And then whatever blocker he plays after that, I Dead Man's Game, and then hopefully it's enough to just kill him. Okay, he does run the starter deck Kuzan blocker, which is something I don't want to see. Well, it's fine. Right. If he blocks with it, I kill it and then get him to 1 life. Okay, they kill Kuina. If he doesn't block with it, he goes to 0. He plays like another blocker on 10, and I just tap both. Okay, they kill my Hiyori too. I guess I could have Paradise Waterfalled and then untapped my Hiyori to save her if I really wanted to, but nah. Okay, so there's leader ability. If he dropped 2 of those, he must have a 3rd one in hand or something. A Vasco shot and a Kuzan? Second Vasco shot. And a Jesus. Okay. Oh, I can do like 3 9Ks. That would probably get him to 0. Let's do it. Here's a 9. If he takes both of these hits, I can just Dead Man's Game and then do like 11. Oh, he blocks. Okay, so that goes that plan. But we get 1 free untap. Here's another 9. 3 cards in hand. Okay, another block. Here's another 9. Takes that. Okay, how about 1 more 9? Goes to 0. Perfect. Okay. How many more blockers can he play? He can play like 2 max, right? I've killed 3 Vasco shots. So it's like Vasco shot plus Kuzan maximum or 10 beard, right? That's a thing. Okay, so 5, 8, 5. I can just take them willy-nilly, I think. I'm pretty sure Dead Man's Game plus 11k is enough for game here. Okay, he does have the leader ability. In case I run Hodi, we'll counter 5 from the Shiryu. 5 from leader. What do we do? Just take it? Oh, let's counter. Then Jesus Burgess will take it. Take the wheel. Okay, we'll Dead Man. Tap. And then I might as well get 1 swing into a character. Just in case. Try to kill the Jesus. Just in case his entire hand is 2k counters. He has to let this Jesus go if he wants to protect his leader in that case. Okay, he dies. And then here's another 11 at face. Hopefully game. It is. Oh, he had so many 10 beards in hand. Okay, we have Green Zoro versus Red Black Kobe. This is a double searcher hand and a Kuina Tashiki hand. We're good for the mid game. Like overly prepared for mid game. Okay, they play Sengoku.
Card D Kaizoku.